So welcome to my home, and this is where I brew coffee, and I'm gonna brew a very lightly roasted flavorful coffee for you guys. Smells so good. So I'm gonna grind it. I still hand grind. I try to measure a very exact dose so that later if the coffee is really good or bad, I know what went right or wrong. Now I know it's exact dot 20 grams. I know that my dosage is correct. I also use a app to log my brews, so I will set it to 21 grams. I'm brewing today using the Hario switch, and the Hario switch is an incredible brewer. Why you ask is because it has this switch which allows me to open or close the switch which controls the flow of coffee. So what I usually like to do is extract more sweetness, which is by controlling the first pour and the second pour. I try to let the coffee and the water interact a little more. So the contact time is more, the extraction of that flavor I want is a little more. Let's brew a coffee. Put the paper filter in. This is my favorite choice of paper filter. Grinding a light roast bean is hard. This one's really hard. It is my own recipe. It's something that I've made for myself for light roasts. This recipe kind of is a mix and match of everything that I've learned. Very nice, good looking, beautiful smelling brew. And paper filters, everybody has their own choice. Somebody likes bleached paper filters, somebody doesn't like bleached paper filters. These are non-bleached and yet they are white. These are forest and environmentally conscious paper, so in a way this brew we are going to make is very sustainable. It is really good. It's a little faster and it also helps me be conscious about this planet that we live on. Alright, so the kettle's set and I've set it to 94. I'm using the fellow gooseneck kettle. I love this kettle. You might notice that this paper is still dry. That is because this paper does not need to be washed once to remove the bleaching smell or the paper smell. That does not come in this paper, so I let it roll like that. Start with the first pour, start the timer, and here it goes. So I'm staying steady at a fast flow rate. Now if you notice that there is no coffee dripping because the switch is up, that kind of allows me to let the water stay in contact with all the coffee, and you'll see that all the water is in contact with all the coffee for so long time. I'm going to start the switch and then start topping up the. So here I'm using a laminar flow of water to gently use turbulent currents, and then when I reach 180 I will pause for a little bit, and then my pouring style will change. I will start pouring with a more agitative pour. I will start breaking up the water somewhere here so that it agitates the coffee bed a little bit. It smells so beautiful. So as you see, we have a decent flow rate and the coffee is slowly percolating down. I have not agitated it by rotating it or anything, and it's slowly percolating. At this point, I use a chopstick to just give it a very gentle swirl. This is to make sure that all the fines that are in the water get stuck to the side, and that's the one thing I really like about this brew, and it should produce a very vibrant cup. And this is a coffee that I really like, and it's a fruit ferment. I like fermented coffee. That's a personal preference. So let's give it a final swirl. So what you'll see even now is that all the fines are nicely captured along the edges. The paper is actually working a lot more for you to capture all of these fines on the side of the paper, and this way I can have a good control. I also have a chart that I can see after this, which is ready in the app. So let's pour this. Yeah. 3 sips always. So good. Black currant is something that I really like in coffee, and when I get a creamy black currant note, it's more like biting into a cake with a black currant frosting. So yeah, this will get finished very soon.